You're a creative person and you're wondering how you can be even more creative. I know what you need. You see, whether you're an artist or a writer, a poet, an architect or a potter, there will be days when you crave that extra creative spark. Perhaps you're working on a project and your muse has just abandoned you. Or perhaps you like the idea of writing a book, but you just don't know what to write. I have days like this. As an author and illustrator of children's books, there are times when I feel like there is just tumbleweed blowing across my mind and I have nothing to give. As a creative person, this is terrible news. But weirdly, I have stumbled across a solution that works quite well for most people. I'll tell you what it is, but first, I want to set the scene. Take yourself back to being a child, maybe around 8 years old. The summer holidays have just started, as we call it in the UK, or summer vacation. And you have 6 weeks of glorious no school ahead of you. No restrictions, no having to get up at a particular time or being made to go to classes or even being told what time you can go to the toilet. Yes, it's free reign. After a few days, you get that feeling that you can remember from previous summers. That lack of routine is starting to have a slightly unpleasant effect. You're feeling a little bit irritated and you're doing a lot of huffing and flouncing around. You spend a lot of time getting under the grown-ups' feet and you ask, "Can I go to the park?" constantly. Maybe you did end up hanging out with your friends outdoors. But darn it, they were feeling the same way. Did you wander off to the fields together or find some woodland? Did you find a long stick and whack the grass as you went past? Oh no! You know what it is! You are bored! 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 But wait, one of you has an idea. Let's make a fort. We can be on teams. We can be one invading the other's country. You get the idea. You probably ended up playing that game all day and it entertained you the whole time. Might even be something that you played the next day and the next day after that too. You see, being bored is a really important process if you are being creative. In fact, being bored is a really important, healthy part of brain function. While you're doing a boring job like folding laundry, your brain is getting busy. Neuroscientist Dr. Sandy Mann says, once you start daydreaming, you start thinking a little bit beyond the conscious, a bit into the subconscious, which allows different connections to take place. Doing nothing is becoming more and more popular in our cultures, whether you call it daydreaming or meditating or just whiling away the time. It's something that we're told is really good for our mental health. It enables our creative thinking, which helps us to wander and find creative solutions to issues, or just to find creativity. We need to foster boredom. Don't be scared of it. Call it something else if you want to, like daydreaming or musing or mooching about. What it means is to actively be doing nothing. Not looking at your phone, not watching the TV, not having a conversation, and definitely not working. Boredom can develop when you are doing something boring. Perhaps you're on a long bus journey, or maybe you're in a doctor's surgery and you're waiting for an appointment and it's taking forever. Your first instinct when you feel that boredom creeping up on you might be to shake it off. Find something to do. Grab your phone and see what's happening out there. But wait. Boredom might feel like the opposite of creativity, but what you're actually doing is clearing space in your brain and in your mind for something else to come in. It's a bit like emptying a hoarder's house to make it beautiful once again. But doing nothing can be quite hard to do. You can dress it up and disguise it as something else. Go for a really long walk, or clean the house from top to bottom, or pretend you're a cat and stare out of the window looking at all the birdies and the people and the cars going past. You might be surprised at how long you can do these inactive things. And while you're not doing, the finger of creativity might just tap you on the shoulder. Ugh, that sounds creepy. Now I'm thinking of dementors. And finally, we as a nation, as an international human being species, have fallen into the trap of thinking that being busy is good. Not just good, but actually essential. And if we don't look like we're being busy, then what's the point of us? We are not functioning, useful members of the human race. We hear this conversation all the time. Hey, hi, how are you? Oh, busy, really busy. Oh, that's good. Is it? Because being busy is not good for your creative spirit. Being slow and calm in your mind is. It makes space for other things to happen. So make a time to release being busy and fall in love with getting bored. If you'd like further artist tutorials, I have a variety of short courses that will help you. There are real-time sessions looking at painting, drawing and marker pens, among others. And if you're keen on producing your own book, there is a more in-depth course on what you need to know about self-publishing a book with illustrations. That covers making key decisions, how to make layouts and dummy books, rhythm and pacing, as well as several tutorials on illustrating a book and a look at the tech. You can either hop over to my website or join me on Patreon for more information. Go on, give it a go! Next week, I am finding out what happens when you forget the magic words. Frankly, disastrous. I'm off to find a window to stare out of and have a marvellous idea. I will see you next week. Nanu nanu.